right, well, we're going to get started. Today we are focusing on twists and just essentially trying to be present in each moment. So we're going to do mostly twists. We might play with a little arm balances, but just trying to stay really present with our breath as always, but a little bit more emphasis on that today. So we are actually going to start in a comfortable seat. So you can sit up nice and tall. And if you have anything, if you are tight in your ankles at all, a blanket might be helpful, or 2 pillows for underneath your feet at some point. And then if you have a block, grab a block. Otherwise, grab something like a water bottle or something tall that you can use as a support in case you need that. You don't need it. We can work around it, but it is nice to have, and it can be handy for some of the postures we're going to get into today. All right, so we're going to sit up nice and tall, comfortable cross-legged position, and place your hands on your knees. And as you sit up tall, roll the shoulders back. See if you can stack your shoulders over your hips, and then close the eyes. And take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth, just to settle in. So inhale, out through the mouth, exhale. Inhale, deep, full breath. Feel your belly expand. Out through the mouth, exhale. And last one, deepest, fullest breath of the day so far. And exhale through the mouth. And then sealing the lips, start to breathe in and out through the nose. Finding and cultivating that Ujjayi breath, so that deep breath in and out through the nose, scraping that breath against the back of the throat as it travels in and out. And then as you move into that Ujjayi breath and build some heat through there, observe and notice if the shoulders and chest lift as you inhale, or if your belly and rib cage expands. We want to move more from the belly, and it's really common to start to breathe up into the shoulders and the neck and the chest. And see if you can relax through the belly a little bit more. Inhale, feeling the belly expand, feeling those ribs move out to the side, feeling that pelvic floor relax and soften down. And then as you exhale, feel the belly draw in, feel the ribs move in towards each other. And at the very bottom of your exhale, feel a little lift of your pelvic floor away from the floor, that little dome lift right in between the pelvis. Inhale, the ribs expand, the belly expands. Try and keep the shoulders soft. Exhale, drawing the ribs in, drawing the belly in. And at the very bottom of your exhale, feel that lift of the pelvic floor. And taking a few more rounds of breath, visualizing, staying present with each moment, with each breath. Maintaining and continuing to try to focus on that Ujjayi breath. Feeling that breath as it moves in and out through the back of the throat, through the nose. Hearing the breath and feeling the breath. And sit up a little bit taller for these last few moments. Try and relax through the front of the hip a little bit more. Roll the shoulders back, stack the head over the shoulders, over the spine, over the pelvis. And then blink your eyes open if they're closed. And then we're going to take our right hand off to the right side of our mat. We're going to stretch our left arm up and over, reaching down through that left hip as you reach through the left fingertips. Breathing through that left side waist. And as you press down through that right hand, see if you can reach that left rib cage a little bit higher up So you're getting more bowing through the side body. Again, still breathing in and out through the nose, feeling the belly expand, feeling the rib expand. Inhale, rise back up, and you're going to twist over to the left. So you're going to take your left hand outside your right knee, left hand back behind you. Sit up tall as you inhale, and exhale, deepen into your twist, grounding down through the hips. Think about that twist happening from above your navel. Inhale, get taller through the spine. Exhale, deepen into your twist. A little leverage with your arms, but using your belly. And one more. Inhale, get tall. Exhale fully. Try and twist a little bit deeper. And then unwind back through center. And then crawl your hands forward out in front of you. Get a little stretch through the hips. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And just check in. Notice what the stretch feels like at the start of class. Either staying straight in center, maybe swaying side to side, maybe crawling your hands off to the right or left. And then crawling them over to the opposite side. And then back through center. And then you'll walk your hands back up. Let's switch the cross of the legs. Sit up nice and tall, and then you take your left hand out to the side, take your right arm up and over, side bend. Inhale, breathing through that rib cage, strong press down through the left hand as you reach that right rib cage up towards the ceiling, energetically reaching through the hand, rooting down through the hip. Think about a bow. Deep breath in, feeling the belly expand. Deep breath out, feeling everything pull in towards the spine. And then inhale, rising back up and twisting over to the right. Left hand outside your right leg, right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthening through the spine and twisting from above the navel. Exhale. One more full inhale, lengthen through the spine. Full exhale and try and deepen that twist at the bottom of your exhale. And then unwind back through center and crawl your hands forward. Deep breaths, lengthening from the hips to find that stretch in the hip joint. And either staying right through center or crawling your hands off to the side for a breath or two. Reaching through the hands, crawling those fingertips forward. And if you took it to one side, take it to the other. Reaching back through the hips as you reach forward through the arms. And then you're going to come back through center and walk your hands back up. And you're going to roll over the shins, come onto your hands and knees. And we'll come into a few rounds of cat-cow. Have your hands ever so slightly in front of your shoulders, toes tucked under with the hips over your knees. And then inhale, big back bend, extend your chest forward. Exhale, press the ground away to round, pull the belly in and up. Get as much rounding as you can. Inhale, big back extension. Every vertebrae moves into extension. Finding your end range. Exhale, pull the belly in, press the ground away. Find as much flexion as you can. We're going to be using that later in class. Inhale, big back bend, extending through every vertebrae, even through that upper spine. Exhale, pull the belly in, press to round, and just one segmentation each direction. Tailbone will go first, so you're staying rounded in the upper back. Arch into the low back, the lower thoracic, the mid-thoracic, upper thoracic, and head. And starting at your tailbone again, tuck your tailbone, scooping the belly. Low belly pulls in so the back rounds. Low back, lower thoracic, mid-thoracic, upper thoracic, and then tucking that chin in to round your cervical spine. And then come into a flat back, neutral spine. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in, and lifting your hips up and back for your first downward facing dog.
And feet are hips distance apart. Spread the fingers wide. Root through every single knuckle. So all 10 knuckles root down. And see if you can lift the heels of the hands a little bit lighter off of the mat, so there's less pressure just through the wrist. And trying to lift your forearms away from the floor, hugging the upper arms towards your ears, finding engagement through the entire upper arm. Deep breaths. As much bend in your knees as you need, lifting through the sits bones, and then feel those floating ribs pull in, so you're engaging through the belly, through the whole front body. And as you keep those front ribs in, a little tilt of your sits bones up towards the ceiling. And then notice your heels. If you can see those inner edges of your heels, I just want you to kick them out ever so slightly so they're hiding. And then deep bend in your left knee, send the right heel down towards the floor. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then bend your right knee, send the left heel down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then rebending both knees. Come high into your tippy toes. And then very slowly, tiny little steps, walk your feet all the way to meet your hands on your tippy toes. And then feet hips distance apart. Take a hold of opposite elbows. Bend your knees. And just allow your torso to hang. Allow your head to hang. Bend your knees as much as you need to get the belly to rest on the thighs, if that's possible. And then sway. Notice if you're looking forward towards the front of your mat, can you let the head completely hang? And then release your arms, interlace your hands behind your back, press your palms together, inhale, slightly lift your chest to get a little openness across the front of the shoulders, and exhale, arms reach up and over, forward fold. Squeezing those hands towards each other, squeezing into the palms, opening up the shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back slightly. Full breaths. And then release your arms. Roll up one vertebrae at a time from your low back, knees are bent, mid back, upper back, and roll the shoulders back. Good. Standing up tall, feet together, and draw your palms to your heart center. And just taking a moment standing here to set an intention for your practice today. Maybe that intention is staying fully present with each moment, each posture, each effort through the body, and each ease through the body. And take a deep breath in. Full exhale. And blink your eyes open, release your arms. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, stretch tall. Maybe the palms touch, pull the ribs in. Soft knees as you exhale, forward fold, head and neck relax. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Maybe the hands come up to your shins, but find a flat back. We're gonna step our right leg back, lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up, scissor the legs, stretch tall. Deep breath in, drawing the left heel back, drawing the right knee forward. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into plank, using your belly to get there. And then pausing here in plank. If you'd like to lower onto your knees, you can, but find that little tilt of your belt buckle so you're engaging through the whole front body. Pull your chest forward, firm your legs, and breathe. And allow yourself to be present here in your plank pose. Feel what's working. Feel the pressure of your hands, the strength of your legs, the strength of your midline. And then shift forward onto your tippy toes. Exhale, slowly lower all the way onto your belly. Uncurl your toes. Inhale, cobra. Press through the tops of the feet. Engage your legs. Tilt your pelvis down. And rolling those shoulders up and back to engage through the upper back. Exhale, release. Press to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Finding stillness, finding strength through the arms. Right leg lifts as you inhale. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose and step the foot through. Lower your left knee down, scissor the legs. Inhale, rise up, kneeling crescent. Right heel back, left knee forward, deep breath. Keep engaging through the lower body. Exhale, ribs are in, arms are strong. Hands come down to the floor. Step your left foot forward to meet the right. Smooth movements. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Stretch tall, reach through the fingertips. Press the palms together as you pull them down towards your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Stretch tall. Exhale, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Head and neck relax at the bottom. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen your spine. Step your left leg back. Exhale, lower the knee. Inhale, reach up, one breath. Exhale, hands down. Step back with control to your plank. Smooth movements, shifting forward. Exhale, slowly lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, cobra, roll the shoulders back, press through the tops of the feet, keep the belly in. Exhale, press to hands and knees, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And lift your left leg up as you inhale. Knee towards your nose, smooth movement as you step forward. Right knee down. One breath, inhale, reach up, kneeling crescent, scissor the legs. Exhale, hands down, step the right foot forward. Inhale, flat back to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, stretch tall, reach through the fingertips. Press the palms together, pull them to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms, stretch tall. Exhale, soft knees, forward fold. Engaging what you can. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step your right leg back, lower the knee. Inhale, reach up, scissor the legs. Exhale, smooth movements, hands down, step back, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, full breath, maybe pausing halfway, maybe lowering to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing through the feet, rolling the shoulders back, engaging your upper back. Exhale, lifting your hips. Downward facing dog, hips up and back. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Right leg up, inhale. Knee towards your nose, exhale, step it through. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, one breath, reach up. Exhale, hands down, using that exhale to step your left foot forward. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms, stretch tall. Pull the hands to the heart, exhale, left side. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back to lengthen. Step your left leg back, lower the knee. Inhale, one breath, reach tall. Exhale, hands down, using your belly, step back, plank. Slowly lower chaturanga or to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Left leg up, inhale. Knee towards your nose, exhale. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Kneeling crescent. Hands down, exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, stretch tall, reach up. Pull the hands to the heart, exhale. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, soft knees as you fold. Inhale, flat back to lengthen, engaging the upper back. Plant your hands, step back to plank, shifting forward, lower chaturanga, full breath, maybe to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, strong feet. Exhale, use your belly, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And find pause here. Refocusing on the breath. Rooting through the hands, especially the index finger and thumb. Get a little lighter on the heels of the hands as you think about those forearms lifting away from the floor, finding some engagement. Wrapping your triceps back as you hug your upper arms to your ears. Pull the ribs in as you lift your sits bones up and firm, and engage your thighs back, hiding the inner heels behind your second toe, and drawing those heels down towards the floor. And come high onto your toes, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale, look forward, step or float, and then lower your hips down to the floor for a seat. Okay, Navasana. So you're gonna lean back, start with your hands behind your legs, find your sits bones. Okay, you just might work here, just touching your toes to the ground, leaning back, finding balance. Maybe you play with lifting one foot at a time, getting that core engagement. Otherwise, you're gonna lean back, float both feet up, and take your arms forward. Breathing here. Maybe you even work into straightening the legs. Shaking is okay, just don't let it shake in your breath. So find some stillness, find what engagement works for you. Deep, full breaths. Full inhale, full exhale. And then we're gonna cross at the ankles. Place your hands right next to your hips. Think about pulling those knees up towards your chest. And then you're gonna press into your hands, and maybe your feet are on the ground, maybe your feet are able to lift off the ground. You're gonna try and press into the hands to lift your hips, and then set the hips back down and come back into your boat pose, Navasana. Engage your arms, lift your sternum and chest, breathe. Whatever variation you need, so maybe the toes are down, maybe your shins are up, maybe your legs are straight. Find smoothness in your breath. Lifting that chin away from your chest, plug the shoulders back slightly. Finding stillness, being present in this moment, not focusing on what's next, just being right here with your breath. And then cross your other ankle in front. Place your hands down, lift your hips, maybe your feet lift, and set the hips back down. Navasana. Good. 5 breaths here. Plug the shoulders back, lift your chest, and feel that work in your hip flexors. Feel the work through the core. Maybe you straighten the legs to get more quad engagement as well. 2 more breaths. Find stillness, maybe even close your eyes. And then you're gonna cross at the ankles, plant your hands down in front of you, and step or jump back to plank into your Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Extra pause here, stretch through the hip flexors, roll your shoulders back, light engagement through the belly. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And take your knees down to the floor, knees wide, big toes touching, and sink your hips back for child's pose. And allow your forehead to rest. Stretching your arms forward, lengthening through the arms, and then think about lifting your armpits away from the floor. So you're getting some engagement through there, engagement through that tissue, stretching into that tissue. And then rising back up to your hands and knees. And then we're gonna walk our hands back, and we're gonna come into a Malasana, or a low squat. So if you have difficulty getting low here, this is where you can use your blanket or pillows and just prop your heels up a little bit higher with the blanket or pillows. Okay. And then we're gonna sink low. Okay, hands to your heart center, pressing your knees into your arms and your arms into your knees to lift through your chest for a moment. And close your eyes. Maybe a little rock side to side. Continue to keep pressure of the knees and the arms though. We're rocking side to side,
Think about lifting your pelvic floor. So if it's really easy for you to get into this position, into this low squat, rather than just sinking into it, I want you to think about lifting those hips slightly away from the floor. So you're getting more pelvic floor engagement, more engagement through the hips and the legs. And if it's challenging for you to sit into this, allow yourself to find a little more passive, a little more of a passive hold. So just finding that stretch, finding that depth. One more breath. And then take your hands down, lift your hips, parallel your feet, and forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, come halfway up, and then walk your hands back forward into your downward facing dog. Bring your feet hips distance apart, hide those inner heels, root through your hands, lift through your spine and your hips. The ribs are in, the sits bones are up, the legs are engaged. I'm gonna float your right leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend your knee, open the hip, exhale. Evenly press through the hands, get tall and long through the spine, squeezing that heel towards the glute. And then straighten the legs, square off your hips, and step the right foot in between the hands. You're gonna turn the left foot onto its side and align your right heel straight back to the left arch of the foot. And then we're gonna take our right hand down to the inside of our right foot. And then we're gonna take our left arm up towards the ceiling, okay? So bend deep into that right knee. So you might need to wiggle that foot forward. So a nice 90-degree angle if you can into that right leg. And this is where if it's difficult to reach the floor and you're feeling a lot of rounding through your spine here, you can grab a block or you can grab a water bottle or something to prop your hand up. And then we're gonna come up high. Reaching through that hand. And then you take that top arm, reach behind your back, and maybe it just touches the low back, or maybe you're even able to reach that arm to the inner thigh. And gaze can be down at the floor or up or to the side, so find a comfortable position for your neck. And then even if your hand is on the floor or a block, see if you can get it a little lighter. So less resting into it. Find more core engagement. Couple more breaths. If you have this space and you'd like to wrap that, you can take your bottom arm and reach back and then hook your fingertips or maybe even grabbing that left wrist with your right hand. Wherever you are, you're lifting away from the floor. 2 more breaths. Dig into that right heel. Engage through the lower body. Roll your chest open. And then inhale, press into the feet. Reach up for warrior 2. Soften the shoulders, try and stay in that leg. Breathe into it. Soften that left hip forward as you hug the right hip back. And then firm into the arms. And then settle your gaze over one spot beyond the right fingertips. Maybe close your eyes. See if you can draw those heels towards each other. Finding softness. Finding stillness. And trying to enjoy the process of being still, being here in this moment, even if it's hard work. Take one more inhale. And exhale, taking your hands down to the floor. If you have a water bottle or a block, set it to the side. And then you're going to scoot your back foot in slightly and straighten into that front leg. Inhale, find length in your spine. And exhale, breathe here. Scissor those inner legs towards each other, pulling your chest forward. Two more breaths. One more big inhale. Full exhale. Rebend your right leg, slide your left foot back,
Plant the hands, step your right leg all the way up and back, and bend the knee, open the hip again. Do a few circles with that right ankle. And other direction. Straighten the leg, square off the hips, and set the foot down. Left leg up, inhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Lifting through that right hip, pressing evenly through the hands. And straighten that left leg out, square off your hips, and exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Turn the right foot onto its side, align heel to arch, and then left hand's gonna come down to the inside of the foot, either on the floor or maybe it's on a block or a water bottle. And you're gonna bend deeply into that left knee, and then take your right arm up towards the ceiling, open the chest. And hugging that left hip back away from the left knee. Softening that right hip forward towards the floor. And then taking that top arm, maybe even reaching just behind the back. If possible, reach for the inner thigh to help roll that shoulder open. And breathing here. Engage through the legs. Deep bend in the left knee, rooting through the heel. Strong engagement through that right foot. 2 more. And if you took that bind, if you reached your left arm underneath, grabbed for the fingertips or the wrists, take that here. And a few more breaths, rolling the shoulders back. Lifting the rib cage away from the thigh, finding engagement through the core. And then reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, rise up to warrior 2. Settle into the legs. Work through that space in the hips, softening that right hip forward, hugging the left hip back, rolling the rib cage open, and firming into the arms. Finding your gaze over one spot beyond the fingertips. Few more breaths, maybe close the eyes, settle in, breathe through any sensations that you're having in your physical body. 2 more. Inhale, and then cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Scoot your back foot in slightly and straighten into both legs. Pull your chest forward, inhale, scissor your legs, and full exhale. Think about pressing down through the ball of your left big toe. So the base of your big toe, the ball of the foot. Press down as you pull your outer left hip back. Notice how that changes the stretch. Long spine, shoulders away from the ears, scissoring those legs. One more inhale. Full exhale. Rebend the left leg, slide your right foot back, plant the hands, lift your left leg all the way up and back, and bend the knee, open the hip. And a few circles with that left ankle. Other direction. And straighten the legs, square off the hips, and set the foot down. Again, keep your feet hips distance. You're gonna walk your hands back to meet your feet, and then sink your hips low. So we're gonna really close stance for our Malasana. Again, if you propped up your heels with a blanket or pillows, you can grab that again and place it underneath your heels. Otherwise, you're just gonna fold forward here, arms forward. So the knees almost come up to the armpits. And just breathing, allowing your back to round. You can always take your arms back behind you as well, and maybe those knees even reach a little bit wider. You can let your knees go outside your rib cage if you have that space. And let your head hang. I'm just trying to create space across the back body. Sinking your heels, moving into that ankle joint, into ankle dorsiflexion.
Maybe rocking forward and back. One more breath. Full inhale, full exhale. And then take your arms forward, lift your hips, and walk yourself back into your downward facing dog. Rooting through the heels, lifting through the hips, spreading the fingers. And you're going to come high onto your toes, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale, look forward, and step or float to the outside of your hands. Okay, so feet outside your hands. And then we're going to walk I want you to take your right hand, grab the back of your ankle. And we're just testing here. We're just trying to get into this. You're just doing whatever you can. You're going to grab onto that right ankle and you're going to try and snuggle your right shoulder underneath. It does not have to get there, but we're just trying to find space in our body. And then you're going to take your left hand to your ankle and then you're going to try and snuggle that left shoulder underneath, okay? Whatever you have, okay, try and snuggle in deeper. And then you're going to take your fingertips down to the floor behind your heels. And then you're going to slowly let your hips sink towards the floor. And then maybe your hips rest on the back of your arms here. Keep your elbows squeezing in towards each other. And maybe this is enough here for you. Just finding that space in your upper back. Try and engage the belly like we do in cat-cow. If this feels okay for you, maybe you lift the heels up and you're on your toes. If that feels okay, maybe you walk your feet closer together. Wherever you're at, just breathe. If your feet are close together, maybe you can lift your feet and cross your ankles. This is just a balancing game here, okay? We're engaging through the core. It's just creating space in your body. Rooting through the hands, the ankles are crossed. And then see if you can lift your pelvic floor, lift your belly like we do in cat-cow, okay? Breathing here. Whatever variation you're in, maybe your feet are on the ground, maybe your feet are up in the air. Take 2 more breaths. Lifting your pelvic floor. If your ankles are crossed, uncross, plant your hands and plant your feet and then come out of it. Lift your hips up, forward fold. Take the back of the hands down to the floor just to stretch through the wrists and sway side to side. Just simple, easy postures that might feel hard in the moment. And just staying present with each moment. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen your spine. Plant your hands, step back into plank. Shifting forward, lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, cobra, roll the shoulders back, squeeze your elbows in towards each other. And exhale, lift your hips. Come into downward facing dog, hips up and back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. Full exhale. And take your right leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Step your foot in between the hands. Exhale. Left foot onto its side. This time heel to heel or hips distance. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. And then we're going to hook our thumbs. So just trying to hook those thumbs like this. Arms straight up overhead and try and pull your thumbs apart. Square your hips, draw your right hip back, left hip forward, and then scoop the belly in. So finding that belt buckle, tilt up, pulling the thumbs apart, reaching tall, and deep breaths. Pulling those arms back, reaching up through the fingertips, pulling the ribs down, bending a little bit deeper into that right leg. And then you're going to release the hook. Keep your left arm up. Take your right thumb to the crease of your right hip. Pull that right hip back as you reach forward through your left arm. Reach as long as you can. And then taking that left elbow across outside your right thigh to hook the elbow. If that feels challenging to hook that elbow, just take your fingertips down to the ground on the inside here.
We're just moving into an easy twist with your hand down, okay? Otherwise, the elbow is hooked. You're pulling that right hip back with your right hand, and then maybe the hands come to press together at your heart center. So palms together like so, okay? Rolling your chest open. If it feels very challenging to keep that left heel down, you can spin onto the ball of your foot to square those hips more. Opening your chest, so inhale, get long through the spine. Exhale, pressing that right hand down into the left to twist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Hugging that hip back, scissoring the legs, finding stability here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And look down, bring your hands down, scoot your back foot in and forward fold. Deep breath in here. And fold down into it this time. Exhale. Still keeping strength in the legs, but allow your upper body to have a little bit of ease. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lengthen your spine, pull your chest forward, bend your right leg and step your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, drop your hips, chair pose, reach tall, pull the belly and ribs in, and then twisting in chair, hands to your heart and twist to the right. Hook your left elbow outside your right thigh. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. 5 deep breaths. Inhale, find length in your spine. Think tailbone back, chest forward. Exhale, find a deepening into your twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. 2 more. Inhale, find space. Make sure that left knee is not jutting forward of your right. Exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, twist. And then look down, hands down, and forward fold. Let your head relax. Feel the work in the hips and the legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway up. Plant your hands, step back into plank. Either go right into downward facing dog or take it through your vinyasa, chaturanga, or to the floor. Shoulders back in upward facing dog or cobra. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. And find some stillness. Feel your breath. Be present in this moment. Feel the arms, feel the hands, feel the spine, the legs, all the way down to your feet. And then feet together, float your left leg up, inhale, knee towards your nose and step the foot through, exhale. Turn the right foot onto its side, align heel to heel or hips distance, and inhale, rise up, warrior 1. And hook your opposite thumb in front. Reaching up through the fingertips, square your hips. Try and pull the thumbs apart as you pull the ribs in, get taller. Reaching up. Rooting through the heels. Find strength rooting through the outer edge of your back foot. Send that energy all the way up the leg, to the hips, to the spine, to the fingertips. And you can keep your right arm up. Take your left thumb to the crease of the hip. Pull that hip back as you reach forward with the right hand. And whatever you did on the other side, match it here. So if your hand came down to the inside of the foot, take it. Otherwise, hook your tricep outside your thigh. Palms together at your heart. Inhale, find length. Exhale, use leverage of your left hand pressing down into your right to twist open. Strong back heel. You can always lift the heel up so you're on the ball of the foot. Inhale, we're finding space. Exhale, use leverage to twist open. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Scissor your legs. Inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. Deepen on your exhale. And look down, hands down, scoot your back foot in a few inches and forward fold. Find space as you inhale and fold into it as you exhale. Let your head go. We're keeping strength in the lower body as we soften through the upper body. So keep scissoring those legs together, rooting through the base of your left big toe. And inhale, long spine, reaching your chest forward. Bend your left leg and step your right foot to meet it. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, drop your hips, chair pose. Sink low, reaching tall. Hands to the heart and twist to the left. Hook your right tricep outside your left thigh. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, find your twist. The tailbone goes back. The chest goes forward. That right knee stays back so it's in line with the left. And so your gaze on one spot and focus on those inhales and exhales. Inhale, we create space through the spine. Exhale, we deepen into your twist. And that twist comes from above the navel. Inhale. Squeezing the legs, exhale. The more active our body is, the more space we're going to be able to create. One more breath. Full exhale. And look down. Hands down, forward fold. Relax your neck. Squeeze and activate those inner thighs. Lift up through the hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And plant your hands, step back into your plank. Lower Chaturanga or to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full exhale through the mouth. Again, deep breath in. Out through the mouth, exhale. Let's float the right leg up, inhale, and we're going to step that foot through to pigeon. So you're going to step your right foot to your left hand, lower the knee down, and we'll walk our left foot back. You always have the option to point your toes back, so we're just sitting on the heel here, or you can come onto your back for thread the needle. So onto your back, crossing the right ankle over your left knee. And stay high on your fingertips for a moment, just to stretch through the hip flexors and the psoas. Lifting through your chest, inhale. Maybe close your eyes here. And then slowly making your way down, maybe coming onto your forearms. If you have a block or pillow, you can always rest your forehead on the block or pillow as well. Maybe your arms go out to the side. You make a pillow with your hands. So find what works for you, and then close your eyes and be still. Deepening your inhales and exhales. Few more breaths. See if you can soften a little deeper into that hip. And come back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes under. If you're on your back, you can just switch sides. Engage your belly, lift that right leg all the way up and back, set the foot down. And lift your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step that left foot forward into pigeon. Foot comes behind your right hand. You'll wiggle that right foot back. Maybe on your fingertips for a moment, lifting the chest tall. And then slowly making your way to your forearms when you're ready. And maybe you lower all the way down. So whatever variation you need for your body. Find space. Focus on the inhales and the exhales. Closing your eyes if they're not already, allowing yourself to tune inward. And whatever thoughts start to creep in as we slow down, notice those thoughts like passing cars. You see it, just let it pass by. Try not to hold on to it. Trying to refocus on your breath, on your inhale, on your exhale, scanning the body, observing the sensations, being present. And slowly come back up to your hands. Tuck your back toes under and lift all the way up and back, downward facing dog. If you're on your back, hug your knees in and just come up to a seat. And if you're in downward facing dog, tiptoe your feet all the way to meet your hands. And then you're gonna bend your knees, lower your hips down, and then scoot your hips back to straighten your legs out in front of you. And sit up nice and tall. Remove the flesh of the hips out to the side so you feel your sits bones. And then just pause here. Close your eyes. If you need to have a little bend in your knees, you can. See if you can stack your shoulders over your hips. And trying to stay present rather than jumping ahead to trying to figure out what's next or solve what's next. Jumping to your to-do list or the rest of the day. Be here. Be with your body. Be with your breath. And then inhale, sitting up tall, hinging from the hips. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you grab your shins. Maybe you're able to reach for your feet. Soften in, find your breath. Create space throughout the whole back body. And then slowly rise back up. Scoot your hips forward. Place your feet flat and then roll down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down onto your back. Bend your knees, hands down by your side. Press into the heels to lift your hips, and then walk those shoulders underneath you to interlace your hands. And reaching your chest towards your chin away from your chest. Little tilt of your tailbone towards the backs of the knees. And release your arms all the way up overhead and roll down one vertebrae at a time, slowly with control. Bend your elbows like cactus shape. And then take your feet wide. Drop both knees over to the left as you look over your right shoulder. And drawing the knees back up to center. Drop the knees to the right as you gaze over your left shoulder and close the eyes here. Even though we're gazing to one direction, try and be looking inward, feeling the sensations of your physical body. Draw the knees back up. Drop them back over to the left as you turn your head to the right. Knees back up to center. Turn your head to the left as you drop the knees to the right. And then back up through center. And then straighten your legs out for Shavasana. Arms down by your side. Snuggle your shoulders underneath you slightly. Let your feet drop out. Turn your palms up. And just feel your body rest. Feel your heels, the backs of the calves, the hips, the upper back, the back of the arms, the hands, and the head. Allow your body to get heavy into your mat. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Again, inhale, deepest, fullest breath. Out through the mouth, exhale. And allow those lips to remain slightly parted. Soften the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Relax through the jaw. Allow your breath to be natural. No more focus, no more controlled breathing. Allow your body to rest here. Allow your breath to rest here. And if you have the ability and the opportunity to stay here for longer, please stay. Otherwise, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretching your arms overhead, reaching through your fingertips, reaching through your toes. And then bending your knees one at a time. And roll over onto your right side. And then gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. And as you sit up tall, close the eyes. Hands resting on your knees. And just take a moment to observe the effects of your practice. And drawing the hands to the heart center.
Inhale, lifting your chest. Exhale, bowing your chin. And honoring yourself and your practice with gratitude. And inhale, lift the head. Thumbs to your third eye center. Namaste.